when we look at the response of stress and trauma in the body, what's really important to recognize is the process of disconnection and disembodiment is organized by the body itself. It's not a conscious thing. If I'm about to get hit by a car, I don't cognitively think, right, shit, I've got to get out of my body. I'll disconnect from my body. The organism actually creates that disconnection state. And it happens even at low levels of stress, where as soon as we have a fight or flight sort of stress response, the body shunts blood flow and therefore energy and therefore awareness away from our hands and feet. So theoretically, that we can punch and kick for our lives without any fear of feeling it. So even at low level stresses, and even if it's because I'm worried about, I don't know, finishing my project by Friday or paying my bills by Monday or whatever it is, we're starting to have this disconnection response happening in the body. And then when we move into trauma states where the body's immobilizing, that process continues. So my point here, Luke, is that on an internal world, in relation to chronic unresolved stress and trauma, the disconnection is not something we are cognitively choosing. So we often use cognitively directed techniques to help reconnect to the body, which is brilliant. And we know the benefits of, mindfulness or Vipassana meditation or dance therapy or all of those things, incredibly useful. But what we're doing with TRE or any of these spontaneous tremoring practices or movement practice is we're re-adding and awakening the body's own organic driver and desire to get back into a more efficient, embodied, free flowing state. And in some ways, it's no different to animals that go into hibernation. So, there's a bear or an Arctic squirrel, and there's the food resources are going away, and all the body starts to shut down. The heart, slows down, the breath slows down, the body shuts down, complete numbness until magically, as the seasons break, the body starts to shake and tremble before there's any cognition or conscious awareness. The body starts to shake itself literally back to life. So, um, someone I did an interview with the other day, I'd never ever thought about this. My big experience of this was in my 30s. My life was grinding down to a halt because the way I'd always kept my high functioning anxiety and stress at bay was by doing exercise and sport. But when I got to my 30s, my shoulders were broken down. I couldn't swim because I couldn't lift my arms above my shoulders. I couldn't run because I had chronic Achilles. I couldn't do other stuff because I had chronic back pain and sciatic pain. So I really felt this sense of that my body was, grinding me down. And I couldn't just do my exercise to feel good. And one of my brothers suggested, he said, oh, why don't you start doing some Vipassana meditation? So 10 days silent meditation, primarily just feeling into the body. And on my third one of those, my body started to spontaneously move and it wasn't so much shaking and trembling. It was just moving around. It was the most extraordinary thing. I went from being not able to lift my arm above my shoulder because of chronic pain to a couple of days later, I could do a one-handed handstand with my feet on the wall and I could push my body weight up and down as easily as push my hand up and down in the air now. And so everything I'd learned about physiotherapy and muscles and strength and all that stuff kind of went out the window. I didn't have the answers. Now, it was a pretty wild and woolly time for a long number of months because I didn't have any model for this. Everyone just said, you're going crazy. Your body's moving on its own. I didn't have a network. I didn't have a trauma informed model of understanding this response. I just like, this feels good. I'm going to go with it. And it was only a couple of days ago, someone said, oh, right, that was kind of when you came out of hibernation for the first time. And it is literally when you watch mammals come out of hibernation, they go through this small little shake, starts to wake up the tissues. Then everything increases, heart rate goes up, respiratory rate goes up. The body goes into, really big spontaneous movements. And so this is this process of reawakening in the body. So this is where I say not only is the shaking and trembling about letting go of the tension and uncoupling the body response from things that have happened in the past. So it goes back to calm and relaxed. But it's also about reawakening the vitality in our organism or the vigor in our nervous system and our capacity to move into the future as well. And that's where I see there's this beautiful balance between the two. And our organism has the impulse to do this. Our living organism wants to be as healthy and efficient as possible. And in a way, even though with TRE you might do some exercises All we're really doing is creating time and space for the body to take the lead and move itself however it needs to move in order to bring itself back, not just to homeostasis, but to grow and evolve, and to grow and evolve us and our ego along with it.
Thanks for watching this clip of the Getting Mental podcast. If you like this clip, check out the full episode here or more clips here.